Welcome back to my channel Kuluru Vineeth. So I'll continue the arrays playlist. So today's question is setting the matrix values zeros. Okay, let me take an example and see what this question is all about. Okay, so we'll be given an input matrix like this consisting of numbers, integers. Okay, so in this, let's take an example here. We are given a matrix 1 comma 1 comma 1 1 comma 0 comma 1 1 comma 1 comma 1. So at the end our output should be whichever row or column is having a 0 element in its place, all elements in that particular row and column we should make the elements as 0. Okay, so here let's take an example here. Here you see the second row and second column has a 0 in the given input array, so we should completely make the second row as well as the second column has 0 elements and then return the final output like this. Clear, right? So whichever positions element value is 0, we should make that respective row and respective column as 0. Okay, so fine. So that is the question. Now coming down to the intuition or approach, well, what we could do is I'll take two separate sets, one for rows and one for columns, and first make a note of which row and which column has 0th elements, and then again iterate through two loops of traversing the whole array and check if that row is having 0 or not. If it is so, we will make that respective element in the matrix as 0. Okay, so let me write down that approach so that it will be clear. Approach 1, using sets for rows and columns. So approach 1, and here let me name this as matrix and make this as array of interest, something like that, and take row set. Okay, and it will be of integers, and column set same. I will make this like this, and now what I will do is I will iterate first given matrix. Okay, so I will put a two loops to traverse through rows and columns. Okay, here if that any element is equals to 0, we will add that row to the row set and the column to the column set. Okay, so now again traverse the same matrix, what we do here is like if I in row set or j in col set, then we will know that this row or this column had 0, so we will make that the position element we are at as 0th element. Okay, finally we will print that array. Okay, let me so here Okay, so let me make some space here. Okay, and print here one line. Fine. So this is the approach one, which would give us the required answer. That is, it will make the all rows and columns as 0 in as required. Okay, fine. So we will write time and space complexity as we are traversing arrays multiple times, so the time complexity would be order of n square, and coming down to the space complexity, it will be order of 2n, since we are using row set and a column set, separate sets for rows and columns, so space complexity would be order of n. Okay, let me write down that order of n square, and space is order of n. Okay, so now, well, apart from this approach, is there any other way that we could achieve the same result? Well, instead of using extra sets, extra space, can we do inbuilt using the given input matrix? Well, yeah, we can make use of the first row and first column, and then make all other I mean the row or column which had 0, all elements as 0, by making use of first row and first column. Okay, so let me write down that approach as well. That is approach to using first row in first column. Okay, so let me name this as approach to, and input remains the same. Okay, here we should take two variables. First is row as 0, first row as 0, something like that, and I will make this as boolean variables. Here call as 0, initially we'll make it as false, and now we will traverse first the first row, first column, and see if we find any 0th element, then we'll mark this about two boolean variables as true. Okay, that is for I in matrix dot indices, if matrix of I of 0 equals to 0, that means this call as 0 is true. Okay, and do the same for row as well. That is for j in matrix of 0 indices, if matrix of 0 to j is equals to 0, we will make that first row as 0. Just a second. It's boolean, right? Yeah, right. Now what we'll do, we will normally traverse the given matrix and first check if, what do we do is, if matrix of I of j equals to 0, we will mark that into the first row and first column. Okay, like this, matrix of I of 0 as 0, matrix of 0 of j as 0. Now we will again use the same loops to traverse the array again. Here now condition check would be, if matrix of I of 0 equals to 0, or matrix of matrix of 0 to z is equals to 0, then we'll make that position we are at as 0. Okay, done. Now we are done making zeros the other rows and columns except the first row and first column. And by now using the boolean variables, we can mark the first row and the first column as 0 if it had 0 in the initial check we had conducted. Okay, fine. So now if row as 0, what we will do is we will mark that first row as all 0. Okay, that is I in matrix dot indices matrix of row, right? If row as 0 and okay, yes, similarly if call as 0, we will do same for first column, matrix of 0 to z equals to 0, and finally we will print the array. We will print array, let me do it this way. Okay, and print here one line so that it will be good to look. Yeah, so this is the approach to using the first row and first column as the place to keep track of other rows and other column as 0 elements or not. Okay, so now coming down to the time and space complexity, time is order of n square because time complexity is order of n square, and space complexity is constant because we are using just temporary variables to keep track of first row as 0 or first column as 0. Well, so these are the two approaches for this question. Now let's execute and see what the output of each approach looks like and check whether they're matching or not. Okay, let me initialize the object of the class I have created. Okay, and call the given matrix array of int array of 1 comma 1 comma 1 int array of 1 comma 0 comma 1 int array of 1 comma 1 comma 1. Well, do the same for approach 2 as well. That is array of int array of 1 comma 1 comma 1 int array of 1 comma 0 comma 1 and int array of 1 comma 1 comma 1. Okay, and now let's execute and see what the output of each approach looks like. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, let me give the space for first approach as well so that it will be good to have a look at. Yeah, as we see, these it has made the second row and second column as zeros, and the approach to answer also has made the same answer as the approach one. So these are the two approaches for this question, and thank you so much. This is it for this video. Thank you so much for your love and support. Keep watching this channel. There will be a lot more exciting content coming up your way. Thank you.